All right, waiting on. I started a few minutes early, but we here. We here. Um, like I said, as y'all can tell by the title of Chris Gristle is going to be. I don't want to say a guest. He's going to just give us his insight on life, uh, what he feels made him who he is today. Um, Dope artist. We're gonna pull up some tracks um, soon as he comes in, do a proper intro and everything. But today, Chris Gristle was on the platform, and we're gonna get into this shit. Please grab whatever you may need for this ride. I figured as much. Just getting the last minute shit together. You know what I mean? Um, I feel like this is gonna be a good one. It's been a minute since I had an interview on Squish Room, so it has been a minute. This has been in the works for a little while, to be honest. Definitely has been something I've looked forward to. One of few people that I'm trying to get on here this year. 40 years out, you know how that shit goes. We just got it. We're gonna get into it, man. Cause it's a lot that I feel like See, okay, I'm gonna just say it like this. Before Chris Gristle, I knew him as Fat Boy. There we go. We finna get it cracking. Let's bring him up. Are you good?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good, man. You good. You good.
Bet that. Appreciate you having me on, man. I love this already.
Man, it's no problem at all, man. Just have you work it out. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get as many people as I can on here, man, to tell their story. You feel what I mean?
That's real. That's real.
Um,
Am I low? Do I need to
you good
turn
on
it
my?
up?
Oh,
Okay,
you
cool.
playing, anything you want to plug real quick before we get started?
If I had to switch to my hater blockers. But really, I just want to plug Gristle Land, man. That's the new rebrand. To go along with Chris Gristle. Gristle Land is a ecosystem that consists of social media, but then beyond that, I do like some live streams. I got some online shows coming up. I got some real life shows coming up. So trying to give people, a little more to sink their teeth into besides just music and scrolling. So Gristle Land, that's
Okay.
as you right here.
My bad. My fault.
You good?
Let me go ahead and give you a proper intro. Today we have a special guest in the building. This is not just surface level combo that you about to get right now. This is about to be real talk. Somebody that I think I can relate to very well, not only in music but in life. A person that I feel is built on grit, real life growth, and also still trying to figure this shit out, but doing it in his own way. You dig what I'm saying? So I'd like to welcome Chris Gristle into the building. What's good, my brother? How you doing today? What's the word, man?
Yeah, shout out to you. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you. I appreciate your audience for tuning in and listening to me run. I mean,
yeah, for sure. That's a lot about what we do here. Let people just tell their own story before the blogs and other bullshit try to tell it for them. You know. Now before we get into the crazy, maybe hard to talk about shit. Let's just go here. Who is Chris Gristle outside of social media?
I mean, outside of social media, I try to break it all the way down, right? Because a lot of people tell you like what they do. You know what I mean? Because I could tell you like I'm a single dad and I'm just a regular dude just trying to figure it out, trying to pay my bills, trying to keep the lights on like everybody else. But I feel like deeper than that, I'm a creative spirit. You know what I mean? I'm a soul that almost gets off on just creating, like building things, making things, putting things together, figuring out the puzzle. It really is just like intrinsically who I am, I feel like. So they always ask the questions of if you got 0 likes or if nobody ever listened to your music or if the entire music industry shut down tomorrow, would you still do it? Hell yeah, because it's not what I do. It's not even necessarily just what I feel. It's really who I am. It's really what I experience. This is how I process life, is through the music business, trying to figure it out. I've come up with other answers, trying to figure out making this work. You know what I mean? So that's who Chris Gristle is deep down. I'm a soul. I'm a spirit that just lives and thrives on making stuff, man.
Nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you're making something out of nothing. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
It's easier said than done. Like I'm just from what I picked up on. You know what I mean? Like because we met initially through threads. You feel me?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like from what I've seen, you've been building, your brand your own way. You feel me? Like from the website that I went to, you know what I'm saying, just having all your music and everything in one spot that's not a DSP. I thought that was hard. You feel what I'm saying? You showing that independent grind and showing people how to do it if they pay attention. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I really want people to know that it's possible. You know what I mean? Like, and I try not to oversell it and make it seem like, yeah, you can blow up and blah, 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 because that's what a lot of people do. And then you wind up disappointed and burnt out. But so I try to make it a little more realistic to where it's like, look, you can do it. Now, you might not blow up and have, 1,000 motherfuckers. It might take you a while. You might have to do it slow ground, one by one, talk to people, and you know what I mean? It might be boring sometimes, but that's the reality of it. Like, we get a lot of that guru talk where it's like, yo, if you upload today and post a couple times on social media, you're gonna blow up and get a deal. And then people they upload on exactly, and they upload on Monday, and then by Friday, if they ain't blown up, they jaded and burnt out and pissed off and bitter, and it's like you ain't even gave it a chance yet. So I try to let it look and try to make it more realistic, because I don't got all the streams and views. I don't got a lot of followers. I don't get a lot of social media attraction or action at all. And even when I come to the stuff that works, it's not like large scale where I got thousands of people coming through the door. But I definitely have been in them situations where you can see the power of 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 people in one room at the same time. And I want people to realize, bro, if you got 10 motherfuckers that really rock with your music in your town, right? Invite them to the crib. Order a couple of Little Caesars pizzas. You're going to spend probably 20, 30 bucks on pizza. You know what I mean? Get your guitar or your microphone or your DJ system or whatever you got. Set it up right there in your living room. Bring your 10 people and have a ball. Next time you do it, it's going to be 11 people. Next time you do it, it's going to be 13 people. Next time you do it, it's going to be 8 people because some people couldn't make it. You know what I mean? But like, you got your crowd that you building, and you ain't got to answer to nobody. You ain't got to beg nobody. You ain't got to send no bunch of emails and, hey, you got to slide on Friday night where me and my band can come in. Yeah, still do that stuff. Don't let me say don't. You still got to do that stuff, to build up. But, you can always, like, I've heard people be like, man, I don't really got a scene in my city like that. Bro, do you got 3 friends that like your music? Invite them over, play the music for them, tell them to tell their friends, their little cousin or their little sister or somebody to come next time. Like, build a scene. You know what I mean? Even if you just got a handful of people. So, yeah.
That's dope, though, because when you think about it, what comes to mind for me is a dude from my back home in Texas named Billy Sorrells. He was one of those comedians that he would do it in his living room. Like, just like you said, he'll build a backdrop out of a little bit of nothing, make it look nice, presentable, have like a round cushion, like sofa type situation. His friends right there, they going passing the mic, just doing their comedy, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, when was that not enough to get your craft off? You know what I'm saying? When was the little not enough for you, for artists? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you really need, because that's who gonna really help you out in the long run. It's not the ones who fly by night and, you know what I'm saying, drop in on you, may like it, may not even say nothing, may just watch your page and never interact with you. But them 10, anything you throw up, they gonna like it, they gonna share it, they gonna be there for you. And that's ultimately what you want, genuine fans and followers and just people around. You know what I mean?
Exactly, 100%. And I think it's the fast-paced nature of everything. I think, like, in my opinion, it's just, you see people. Do you see those outliers? I just mentioned this on somebody else's post earlier because I was feeling low about my little, my numbers or whatever. But that's real. That's part of it sometimes. But I mentioned, I'm like, man, some kid somewhere threw up an AI track. He's 12 years old, threw up an AI track for fun and blew up overnight. And you know what I mean? Probably made more money in the past 24 hours than I made in the past 24 years. You know what I mean? And it's easy to get exactly, but it's easy to get down on that, and it's easy to feel like, man, I'm so far behind because an outlier. You know what I mean? Like this happened for this one person or these 5 people or even this 100 people, but it's 8 billion people in the world, and it didn't happen for most of them. You know, you exactly
one blow up story showing,
yeah
making you kind of think that it's gonna be like that. You know, for
yeah
everybody, when it's not. It's sometimes, like you said, it's a slow grind.
yeah.
Like I've been in beat making for 3 years. Like I ain't had a placement. You feel what I'm saying? But does that stop me? No. You feel what I'm saying? But do I understand it's a slow grind? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because it's ways people do certain stuff, like playlist groups. I don't know if you ever had to deal with those. Those are horrible. It's like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
farming. You feel what I'm saying? Like you playing the same tracks or the same playlist every day just to make it look like your numbers are doing something. But in reality,
Yeah.
it's the same 10, 12, 20 people listen to your song every day, just putting it on repeat. So it's no genuine interaction or no, you know what I'm saying? Really, you have nothing to go off of because no one's giving you feedback. You feel me? So that's just my little take on it. Just parallels to it. Now, I have to ask you. I originally met you as I Am Fat Boy. What caused
Yeah.
the name change?
Okay, so it was a try to cover them all without being too long-winded about it. So the number one thing that really kind of sparked it, because I've been thinking about it for a long time, like for years actually, I've been thinking about it. But what really sparked it was like the end of last year, near the end of last year, I had maybe like a half dozen different people on different platforms over time be like, yo, I discovered you here. You know, I like your music, but I went to search you up on Google or I went to search you on Spotify, and 100 other fat boys pop up because if you go and you just Google the fat boy, some people won't even put they'll just put fat boy, and you're going to get a motorcycle, you're going to get an ice cream bar, you're going to get a hot dog place, you're going to get you know what I mean? So it's just real easy to lose me. And I know how people are. Like, you're not going to keep looking and keep looking and keep looking. You're going to hit that search. If it ain't on that first page, you going to probably move on. So that was probably the main thing. I was like, I need something to stand out a little bit more. That's a little different. The second thing was the fat boy with hip hop. It's a little more, the connotation of it is a little more comical. Like people seem to expect me to be more of a funny kind of rapper or a comedy kind of
Kind of
rapper.
like the group Fat Boys on some shit, like
Exactly.
disorderlies type shit.
Exactly. Or if you think about it, like Fat Boy SSE, that's another thing. There's a lot of Fat Boy rappers already. But like Fat Boy SSE, and he got like the meme content, and he be joking and, you know, that kind of thing. So I wanted to move away from that. But then Chris Gristle was also a good way for me to take the opportunity to come up with something that I could grow with. Because I had the Fat Boy for a long time. And I was like, let me think of something that ain't going to turn into, damn, when I'm 50, because I'm not going to quit. If you watching right now, I don't care if I blow up tomorrow or if I never make it, bro. I'm gonna rap for the next 300 years. You know what I mean? So I was like, let me come up with a name that I can keep for the next 300 years. So I went with Chris Gristle, and then so that explains why I took the name. And then I know now I'm getting kind of into it, but I guess that's why we're here. Why I chose Chris Gristle was, first, Chris is my name. Like, that's my real name.
Okay. That's what I was trying to like. Did he just one out the hat? Like,
yeah.
Now I'm just gonna switch it all the way up, or like, was it partly named, part of like like a meaning? You know what I mean?
Definitely. There's definitely meaning to it. I wanted something that was more authentic to me, to where, because like I said, the Fat Boys got that lightheartedness to it. So there was a certain level of lightheartedness that people expected from me. And I don't always provide that. I'm gonna keep it real. Like sometimes I'm a tough pill to swallow sometimes.
I ain't gonna lie to you, G. Like that was one thing I realized. Like even when I was asking you to do this shit, I was like, he don't play no. I'm going through posts reading this shit. I'm like, yeah, homie ain't playing. Like, be about your shit when you ask this man to come on your platform. Cause like you be working, bro. Like I be a fool to sit there and say I don't see you working on Threads, Instagram, clips up, freestyles, venues, how to get to the money, how to get to the bag in your own independent way. Like,
Yeah.
bro, you stay working. So it was like,
Yeah.
I didn't have no choice but to like make sure my shit was right to come fuck with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I appreciate that because I really try to put that out there, like, because here's the main reason why. The main reason why I try to put that out there so clearly is because I know there's a lot of artists that's really just playing. I know that when I come up to somebody and I'm like, yo, I'm Chris Gristle, I rap, they already lumping me in with Bobby X and Lil Snoo and Jimmy and you know what I mean? Like the niggas around their way that just be kind of kicking rhymes at the part but don't really do nothing with it. They already lumping me in there. So I need them to be able to go back and see the paper trail and be like, bro really got something going on. Like he might got 300 followers, but they real followers that really listen to and purchase and come and yeah. So yeah, man, I just try to keep it authentic.
Hey, bro, I ain't mad at it, man. Like you do a damn good job at it. And one of the few that actually I feel like you are what you embody. Like the grind, the grit, the hustle. You feel what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't tell nobody, I feel like you wouldn't tell them anything you wouldn't do of having done or tried yourself. You feel me?
Yes.
Like it's not about like shutting down the next person. If anything, I feel like you want to help them, but you gotta be willing to listen and learn. You did?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's because that's how it works for me too. Like people think I'm hard-headed, but I listen. Like if you got some real criticism, like, yo, the song hot, but you could maybe come a little harder on the verse, or you know what I mean? Maybe like I take that stuff to heart. Like I really pay attention to that, and I feel like that's how you grow. That's how you get better. If you now there's some stuff I am set in my ways, but I know I got a lot to learn. I know I got a lot I'm still figuring out. So if you got some coaching advice, and that's one thing. If you just that trash, I'm really not gonna pay that too much of mind. But if you
Because you just trolling at that point. Like you're not even, it's not even heartfelt. You just trolling just to see if you can get a quick couple views off of it type situation.
Exactly. But I feel like I can't be trying to help the next artist if I'm not willing to take the help when somebody else come and be like, yo, Gristle, the music is okay. So this is a perfect example. Put myself in my own shoes. What I'm talking about here. I did a lot of review shows last year where I was sending in my music where people could listen to it and give me feedback and tell me, what's working and what's not. And a lot of the feedback, really almost all of it, was the lyrics is solid, the beat choice is dope, but your mix is trash. You know what I mean? And to me, even though they wording it that way, you giving real advice because you telling me that there are other parts that are working, but this is the part that ain't working. You know what I mean? And with that being said, exactly. And so with that being said, taking that much feedback where it's pretty much all saying kind of the same thing, like, you need to work on your mix. And keeping it real, I was mixing a lot of my own stuff. So I had to take that to heart. I couldn't just take it with a grain of salt. And so that's why I haven't really dropped too much this year, because I went back to the drawing board and was like, let me reach out to some people that do mixing and do mastering and try to, step my game up a little bit and get the sound a little more crispy, a little more, I don't want to say pro level because I still like it to be a certain level of gritty. You know what I mean? But, let's get it standard quality. Yeah, up to par. Exactly. So, yeah, I take the criticism. So I feel like I might tell somebody something, but like you said, it's something that I done tried or something that somebody else done told me and I gave it a listen. And I think it's all just about sharing the information to the best of your ability. And then I feel like a lot of the reason, I feel like advice, like the term advice, comes from you feeling like somebody is above you in some kind of way. Because if y'all on the same level, it's just information sharing. Me saying, hey, try this. If you feel like I'm above you, you're going to be like, oh, he giving advice. Oh, he trying to tell people what to do. But if we on the same level, exactly. But if we on the same level trying to figure it out, I'm just reaching across the aisle to tell you what I learned and what I done seen. And it might not even work for you, but maybe it'll be a leg up. Maybe it's something you missed last time. You know what I mean? So that's really
Might be
the nature of it.
incorporate type situation.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. All right, now I'm finna slide into a little deeper question on you real quick.
Okay.
You know, your content isn't just entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you talking from somewhere and something, and not just about it. You dig what I'm saying? So the question I would like to pose and ask you is this: what version of yourself are you still trying to grow out of right now?
So there's really a couple of them, honestly, that I kind of really hold myself to way more than I should as an adult. The first one is 10-year-old me. 10-year-old me was when I first started rapping, first started thinking about rapping, first cracked open a notebook, first took a pen to the pad. The rhymes was whack. The music concepts was really just me reaching either at a straight fantasy, you know what I mean? Or I was just kind of starting to realize that I could talk about what was actually going on with me in the rhymes. But I didn't know nothing about nothing. I ain't had no beats. I ain't had no, experience. I didn't know nothing. And so with that being said, I'm always looking back to that time and thinking about what would I be happy with the progress that I made? Like if I let's say if I started when I was 10 years old and the progress that I have now came when I was 11 years old, like immediately, would I be happy with it? You know what I mean? And 10-year-old me would probably be ecstatic with the capabilities, with the abilities, with the opportunities, with the knowledge and know-how, ecstatic. The second bar is 15-year-old me. 15-year-old me is when I switch gears from just kind of rhyming and figuring out rhyme schemes and how I'm going to express myself on the paper to now I'm thinking about it more so in a business sense, or now I'm starting to think about it. So I guess I've crossed through another threshold where now instead of it just being kind of like a fun little hobby that I do like a journal, it's become more like, can I make money from this? Can I get signed? Can I, take it somewhere? Can I do something with it? And I do feel like my 15-year-old self would be less happy than my 10-year-old self, like not as ecstatic, but still pretty up there. Like, bro, we started with a notebook and Fruity Loops 4. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So to be able to oh man, matter of fact, it go before that. I started making beats on MTV Music Generator on the PlayStation 1. And that's where I first started making beats, and I got it with my homie Smooth, who could get them off the PlayStation memory card and put them on CDs, and then I could write them a beat. It was crazy, bro. This is the stuff I be talking about. When it's a will, it's a way. Like if you wanna make it happen.
I didn't even know that was possible, and I'm a PlayStation baby. I didn't know you could even that's what I'm talking about. That's what people need to know. Like what you said, if there's a will, there's a way. It don't matter if you have the funds for it. You'll find a way if it's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And so that was what I wanted to do and what I want to do. So going back to the original question, those two bars, I feel like they would be satisfied. The crazy thing is now it's really current me that's like, man, I could be doing more. I could be going more. I could have more. Man, I ain't where I'm supposed to be at by now. So, I feel like I've hit the bars that I wanted to hit when I was a kid, and now I've set new bars. And it's one of them situations where it was like, maybe celebrate that you where you wished you were at some point. You know what I mean?
You prayed for this spot at a certain point in life.
Exactly.
It's just how you ready for the next plateau because you done hit this one. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's real shit though. Like I feel like artists, beat makers, producers, we all go through that shit. Like even myself, I have my times where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with this at this point? But then like when I think about it, like when I first started 3 years ago, it wasn't this. You feel me? It wasn't me having a platform. It wasn't me interviewing people. It was just me playing video games on some shit and then trying to find my way and incorporate music into it. So it's like, I feel it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel it. Now, you ain't got to answer this one if you don't want to.
Okay.
But I'm going to ask, what's something from your past that almost broke you, but ended up building who you are today?
Oh man, this an easy one. It was I went through a really long stint of homelessness. And I mean like sleeping at the bus stop, sleeping on park benches homelessness, you know what I mean? And it was just hit some hard times, and keeping it real, hit some hard times, had some falling out with some family that I was staying with, and it went bad, and I was on my own, and was out there. It was me and my fiance I was with at the time. We didn't start out, engaged or whatever. Progressed. But it was really a tough time. I mean, like I said, sleeping outside in the wintertime. I'm walking around with a backpack on my back with some blankets in it, just so we could keep warm. There was times music was some real shit. Music, this is one of them times where music really kept my head on straight, because there was really times where the only reason we had something to eat at night, or times where the only reason we might have had a hotel room to sleep that night, get a shower or whatever, was because I went and hustled some CDs. Hell, I remember one period of time she was working a job and I was working a full-time and 2 part-times, and we still had like a little slum we were staying in, because like everything combined wasn't making all the ends meet, even though I don't know, it was just a real rough time. It seemed like the money wouldn't never touch together, no matter how hard we was trying. I'm not ashamed to say there was one night that I think back to. There was one night that I think back to frequently where I was literally in the bathroom of the little rooming house we was in, and I had a bottle of Hennessy, and I'm sitting on the bathroom floor fucking sobbing quietly into a bottle of Hennessy, praying to God to turn things around. You know what I mean? So like, that was probably the lowest. That was the lowest. We slept in abandoned houses. I had got a car at one point, my little 1999 Crown Victoria. We slept in the front seat of that. But what really tears me apart about the whole thing was, at some point in the middle of the struggle, my son was born. So we was barely with a foot on the gas, like off the street, when my son was born. So he spent some of them nights sleeping in the car. He spent some of them nights in hotel rooms. He don't remember it because it was before he was 1. By the time he was 1 and we were celebrating his first birthday, we had got some stability and had got an apartment and, had gotten stable. But that was probably the time that really, really broke me. But music kept me going, because there was times where I was still going to open mics and showcases, still going out to sell my CDs, still going to podcasts and interviews. And let me think, was I? No, that was before that. But music really has been like, it's more than just rhyming. It's more than just, let me make some money. Like, that's really been an anchor, you know what I mean, for my life since I was a kid.
Like, I mean, it's at some point you want your dream to be able to support you and yours financially. You know what I'm saying? At some point you want the work to pay off. You feel me? And that, to me, ain't a bad thing. It's just without having to have a machine behind you. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's like the catch-22. Like, it's wanting to live your dream and make not only yourself happy, but your family happy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when you seem to do it independently, it seems like it's genuine, but it's like, it's not like that machine. And that's what I feel like kind of throws me with the whole music situation. It's like, do we need a machine or to sign all our rights away for us to make enough ends for our family to be cool? You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's what it kind of not worries me, but makes me wonder on some shit like, when do you get your just due for putting in your, you know what I'm saying? Like, even in the army, like, you get ranking, you know what I'm saying, after X amount of years. But it's like, when do the world see your progression and your ranking after you done been in this 10 plus years? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Doing your own thing. Like, no handouts, no nothing given to you. Like, when you done did it on your own for real. Like, and that's what I'll be trying to do this for people like you. Like, you put in your work with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you be a damn fool to say you haven't. You feel me? But it's like, also, it's like, I feel like at some point you gotta be giving your flowers on what you have done. You know what I'm saying? Even if it may not be where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Just yet, but still, I feel like everybody deserves their flowers because you get here. You dig?
Oh yeah.
Now I want.
And
Come on. Oh, you good? You good? You good?
I was just gonna say I respect that and I appreciate that. But yeah, go ahead.
All right. Do you think most people are being fake online? Even the ones that are trying to be real?
I think the nature of online is fake. Like, you have to. Ain't nobody coming up there with they holy draws. I mean, some people are. Like, some people are. Some people are coming up there like all letting it all hang out. But like, I feel like 98% of people, including me, including you, when you come online, there's a certain air, there's a certain aesthetic that you have to put on, unless you are to a level where either you don't care or you to a level where you don't have to care because you already popping, so it don't matter. So but for everybody, including me, in that middle ground between don't care and don't have to care, yeah, you got to, man. And maybe it's a higher level for some than others, but yeah, I feel like you kind of have to. You can't come up there all natural all the time.
That's true. Like, I find myself being a little bit nicer online than I am in real life. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm the opposite. I'm a little bit raw online. I feel like I got a shield online that I don't carry in real life. Like, when I'm like, you see how we talking now, and I've been smiling and stuff. When I'm scrolling, I be fucking stone face, typing LOL, and ain't even crack the smile.
Hey, sometimes that content online, bro, will have you like that because with the good, you got stupidity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody talks about grinding, but what does grit actually cost you?
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like it costs you a good chunk of your empathy, because you have to develop to a point where you only give so much a fuck what somebody thinks, says, feels, cares about what you got going on. You have to give enough a fuck for you to not offend, for you to make adjustments, for you to still be palatable. You know what I mean? But after a while, it really, the praise and the name, the accolades and the assholes all kind of just feel like the same gray blob. Because if you put your heart and soul into every comment, every compliment, every situation, every lost opportunity, every time your best friend told you they forgot about you, and I'm one of them people that do take certain things personally. So if I take everything personally or too much personally, so I've learned and a lot of what people consider my like confidence or I've had people consider it my positivity, is really deep down, it's really apathy. It's really, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna post what I want to post, and somebody might come and they might not like it, and I don't care, bro. I didn't ask you for that. That's not what I'm here for. You know what I mean? And I might drop a song when I feel like dropping a song and it gets 0 plays, and I'm gonna drop another song, and I might, you know what I mean? And I was on a live stream. I do a monthly live stream with my internal people. Shout out to Grit Gang. Anybody from Grit Gang watching? Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. But one thing that was like a consensus that they came with, I forgot what we was even talking about at the moment, but everybody in there, and I don't even think they realized they agreed, but somebody was in there like, all I know is Gristle don't give a fuck. Like, he gonna keep going. He gonna go again. He gonna run the play. It don't matter if nobody show up. He gonna do it again. And everybody else was like, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he really don't give a fuck. And I'm like, I'm glad people realize about that about me so clearly, because I'm gonna go again. Again, going back to they be like, if you never got your recognition, if I never got my flowers, I'm still rap until I'm in the deathbed, bro. That's just all it is to me.
It's in me type shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, but for real, but everything you saying that's real shit. Cause I can't remember what post it was, but it was on Threads, and I saw it, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely not posting enough. It was basically like you saying like, oh, you annoyed by me posting so much? All right, here's another one. You feel what I'm saying? Type shit. And I was like, yeah, I need to get homie mentality, bro. Because like I'll feel that way. I'll post something like AMV I made. I'll post it twice and just let it fly. And I'll be like, damn, he done did his about 15 times, but no fucks given. Like, yeah, I need to post this more or do something else with it. You feel what I mean?
Yeah, or switch it up or something. And I admit, there's times where I should probably switch it up or, do something a little different or something. But for the most part, I think about how everybody now is talking about how your content more likely going to go to new people rather than the people you already see. But even before that, it was a saying. It was a saying that I got from my daddy, but he got it from Dr. Seuss. He said, those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. And he told me that years ago. And to me, that means the people that need to see it, that want to see it, that enjoy it, they want you to post it again. They don't care if you post it 100 times. They want to see it 101 times. Post that shit again. And the people that didn't want to see it the first time ain't going to want to see it the 100th time, ain't going to want to see it the 1,000th time. Post that shit again so they'll go to hell away. You know what I mean? Because eventually they're going to get tired of looking at it. So either way, bro, post that shit. Post it. If you annoy somebody, good. They wasn't there for your shit. You know what I mean? Because the people that want to see it, they want to see it. Some people didn't see it. Some people that want to see it didn't see it the first time, and they like, damn, I didn't even know you did that. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I posted it 3 weeks ago, and some hating ass nigga dropped a trash can emoji on it, and I blocked his ass, and now I'm recycling it and posting it again 3 weeks later, and now the person that need to see it can see it. You know what I mean? So, but also going back, a lot of this social media stuff, Dave Chappelle said Twitter is not even a real place. And when he said that, I was like, bro, this social media shit. If I annoy everybody in the world on social media, I will shut down the whole page and the shit won't exist no more. So,
yeah.
I mean,
it, like when you think about it like that, that is true. Like you invest a lot into some shit that ain't really real. You feel what I'm saying? And then when you think about it, if you really keeping it real, you'll never win in social media because it ain't just your highlight reels. You know what I'm saying? Like you post the downs, the ups, the in-betweens. But everybody else will just post the highlight reels and just make it look glamorous. And it's like, how can you beat that? You feel what I'm saying?
My thing is, I've been on social media since the MySpace days.
Oh,
MySpace was popping. MySpace was everybody's whole world. Now you say MySpace and what? It's nostalgia. Nobody give a fuck about MySpace now like that except the memories. You feel me? It's going to be like that for Facebook. It's going to be like that for Threads. It's going to be like that for Substack. I've been around long enough to see these platforms come and go. People done built their whole lives on TikTok for the U.S. government to be like, we're going to shut it down if you don't da-da-da-da-da. And now you scrambling, not me. I'm going to take my 100 views, and if you jump on my email list or you buy something, we in business, and we going to rock forever. You know what I mean? But the social media stuff is only so serious I can take it when Adam Mosseri could wake up tomorrow, flick a switch, and Instagram and Threads gone at the same time.
And then that's what I was going to ask you about. What made you go the route you go? Like, as far as the emails and like having like a list of people versus, you know what I'm saying, just depending on social media for like to get your stuff out.
So that's recent. That's recent. And it's because I realized what I was just saying, like over time, I've developed to where I had, you know, consistent people on MySpace, and then MySpace shut down and I can't get in contact with them. And I don't know who these people are in real life. I don't know where they are. They live in California somewhere. Her name was Bubblegum Cherry 1612 and in Fresno, California. I don't know how to find this person to where she could listen to my music again in the future. You know what I mean? And then switch to Facebook and then switch to Instagram. And then so within the past couple of years, really, I really started thinking about like, how can I hold on to these people? How can I keep people around to where I don't have to keep rebuilding fan bases every time a new platform comes around or every time I lose a page? I know I had a Facebook page. They shut down my Facebook page for some violation or some identity thing or some shit, you know, but like stuff like that is when you stuff like that is when you realize you could go to log on one day and the thousands of people you was talking to yesterday, you suddenly can't contact them at all. So now I'm more focused on not building on social media. Like we could start there, we can have our little fun and tee in the comments, but eventually I need to see some progression because eventually I'm gonna need to get in contact with you. And I know a lot of people feel like you get an email list so you can sell stuff and you could da. But like I actually have some people that have come off the email list and have given, like, we've exchanged numbers and we talk about me and my homegirl Sherry was talking about prepper gear one time. And me and Julie talk about tech ideas and Chat GPT and
it's like a
me and another guy was talking about car insurance one time. You know what I mean? Just fucking talking. You know what I mean? So it's just a way. Exactly. It's just a way for you to really keep in contact with your people like a person. And like I said, it's new for me, but I'm all in. I'm all in because them people, those are the people that said yes. You know what I mean? Those are the people that you don't have to figure it out. You don't have to, yo, how y'all feel about this track? Bro, if you send it to them, they're going to like 6 out of 8 tracks on the EP just because they already like your style of music and they've already tapped into that. And that's why they hear and they want more of it. You know what I mean? Rather than the algorithm, you drop it and people might not even see it. So it's a lot more directness. It's a lot more direct. Like I don't have to tap dance. I don't have to jig. I don't have to do all that to reach my people. I love my people. Shout out to my people in Grit Gang, man. They real.
But I feel like that's what everybody low key looking for. Like if you understand how this shit really go, I feel like that's what motherfuckers are really looking for, but they going about it the completely wrong way. So by that, I'm gonna ask you this. Have you ever realized you were working hard but in the wrong direction?
So honestly, I feel like that about music almost every day. Keeping it real, I feel like that about music almost every day. I've been working and working and working, and you probably done seen some of my posts where I'm real and I'm like, bro, if my music was better, I probably would have popped off 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Or my music would probably be easier to move if I knew how to market better or so. You know what I mean? Like I'm still figuring it out, but it's been a long time, so I reached that frustration to where it's like, bro, maybe it always was just a pipe dream. Maybe it won't never supposed to work out. Maybe I was just always going to keep grinding and never really get nowhere because this not what I'm supposed to be doing. That creeps in every single day. It's going to creep in tomorrow. You understand? So, you know, I'd be a liar if I'd be like, yeah. And I'd be a liar if I was like, nah, man, I always da. Like, bro, you've been doing it after a while. You kind of start to second guess, but then, you know, you get a little positive, you get a win, you get something to keep going and somebody to tell you that you inspired them or that you Hell, I done had somebody tell me I kept them alive with my music before. Like, my nigga, how? You know what I mean? Like, I'm writing my little shit in my notebook, 2:00 in the morning, recording on my little, my little microphone in my bedroom, and it done touch you like that to where like that shit kept you going. Like, how dare I quit? How dare I give up and leave somebody like that? You know what I mean?
That's facts though. Man, but how did that, like, I mean, I guess I'll put it like this. Sometimes the way you may view yourself ain't the way your fans or your consumer base may see you. You know what I'm saying? Like your group of people. You feel what I'm saying? Like you just being humble and just like, hey, this is what I got. This me. You feel what I'm saying? Accept it or not. But then not knowing motherfuckers really accepting that shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, and they take everything that come with that shit. You feel me?
Yeah. That takes me back to a quote. It's from a Charlie Brown movie, matter of fact. And Charlie Brown best friend Linus, he was like, Charlie Brown, maybe you should just accept that people like you and like having you around or something. He said like that. Because, Charlie Brown always feel like all down on himself, like don't nobody want him around and da-da-da-da-da. And his homeboy was like, bro, maybe it ain't like what you think. You know what I mean? Maybe people like you. Maybe people want you to be there. Maybe people want what you got going on. You just can't see it. So, and that's just something I'm working through. I ain't gonna lie. It's something I'm working through and trying to come out the other side. You know what I mean?
Real deal. Let me see what I can hit you with. You know what? I'm gonna do something impromptu. Give me a top 5 dead or alive.
Oh man, this So I got my 3. Number 1, Eminem. Number 2, Jadakiss. Number 3, Juvenile. We just talking rappers or we talking like all of music?
We can just go rappers. I ain't gonna do all of music.
Okay, so yeah, just rappers, Eminem, Jadakiss, Juvenile. And then keep it real, 4 and 5 really fluctuate. I would really probably give Lil Wayne number 4 because he was a big influence early on. And I probably got quite a bit of him in my actual playlist where I listen to. But number 5 really fluctuates. I don't think I really have like a 5th man on this squad. Because sometimes I might like something that's like more old school. Sometimes I might like something that's a little newer. Sometimes, for a little while there, it was Lil Russell because it was refreshing to see somebody come out with the grind. You know what I mean? And come out independent and you just doing it. You know what I mean? So for a little while, it was Lil Russell. And then it just fluctuated. I like new music. So I've been really into like Lareezy lately. You heard of Lareezy? I think he out of Louisiana. So he a young boy. Yeah, he a young boy. He Lareezy. He a young boy. He be kicking around. He got like an unorthodox kind of rhyme flow that's like a little bit off beat. You know what I mean? You know how the new kids rap, but
yeah,
he be talking about shit. He got substance. You know what I mean? So I fucks with it. So that 5th man alternates.
I dig that. It's like the 5th can depend on the day, mood, just whoever. So I dig that for sure. Let me see where I want to hit you with. How do you handle pressure when people start looking at you as an example?
That's a good question. So I have a 10-year-old that lives with me full time. I'm a full-time single dad. And so I'm used to, if nothing else, him looking up to me and expecting a certain level. You know what I mean? And so I kind of handle it when other people are looking at me as an example in a similar fashion as to where it's like, just be real about it. You know what I mean? Like somebody is looking to you. They're not looking to you to necessarily be Superman. If you can fix it, fix it. If you can be a part of it or be involved or whatever the case may be, participate, then do so to the best of your ability. and just do your best. But also be vulnerable enough and real enough and human enough to be able to say, hey, I don't know, but maybe we can figure it out together. You know what I mean? That's what I do with my son. A lot of the times he'll ask me something that I don't know how to do. I don't know how to fix. I don't know where that came from. And it's like, you know what? I don't know, but maybe let's go and Google it and see if we can do a little research or, so I like to think of it more of guidance than an example, I guess. I don't want to stand and be nobody's Superman. I ain't trying to be nobody's role model. Except he is. I am trying to be my son role model. But your son already got a role model, and it ain't me.
Yeah, I feel that. Like, I'm in bounds now, but I ain't trying to just be the leader
right.
of one type situation.
Exactly. But at the same time, I am willing to be a guideline and to be transparent and to be real. And, life ain't always what you think it is. If I don't know something, I'll say I don't know. If I say something and it turned out to be wrong, I'll come back and be like, oh man, I learned something new today because I thought it would da-da-da-da-da, but it turned out. So I try to give myself and the other people in person grace that I'm not perfect. They not perfect. Nobody's expecting perfect. If you are expecting it perfect, we both probably in the wrong place because I'm gonna wind up fucking it up.
Yeah, tell the truth.
But hey, we here. I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna do my best for you, and if it ain't good enough, you might need to find you somebody else. You know what I mean?
Real deal. But at least what you see is what you get. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
no facade, no mask. What you see is what you get. If everything stopped today, what would you feel like you didn't say yet? I ain't trying to hit your old head.
I ain't gonna lie, this was a tough one because I shoot off at the mouth a little bit. So I say a lot of the stuff, you know what I mean? So I really got to kind of look back to what I'm stifling. I don't know, man. I can't think of nothing right off the top of my head. I'm digging, and like the stuff that I'm thinking of.
You say what you know what I'm saying? So you get most of yours off. Like me, I'm more reserved. So it's like you fuck around and I have a bunch of shit to say. You feel me? But it's like I feel it. Like if you getting it off for you, ain't no need to carry it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's one of them things that just come with age. I feel like I'm gonna be a menace when I'm fucking 70, 80, 90 years old and I ain't got nothing. I got on fucking Depends diapers or something, Alzheimer's and shit. It's a wrap. I'm gonna say whatever to anybody. It's gonna be bad.
Don't give it. I'm going out with a bang.
It's gonna be bad. But I mean, I really say a lot of this stuff because it's a movie, Harold and Kumar. And Kumar Patel is the character in the movie. What's the guy's name? Not Sean Penn. Kyle Penn, the actor. I don't remember the actor's whole name, but he said, as long as there's a First Amendment, ain't nobody gonna shut me up. And that I kind of live by that, bro. Like, but even if it want a First Amendment, like you pull a weapon on me, I might shut up a little bit. I'm gonna keep it real. Like you pull a real, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna shut all the way up. I ain't gonna shut all the way up.
Quiet down a little bit.
Right. But barring that, like before you pull an actual lethal weapon on me, oh fam, I'm gonna run my mouth, bro. I'm gonna run my mouth. It's fuck you and your grandma and Donald Trump and Space Ghost and you know what I mean?
I feel that. Man, that was funny. Okay. Now I'm gonna ask you this, like, kind of just bring it home. What's the next version version of Chris Gristle that people aren't ready for yet?
That one that I just talked about, that when I get old and senile and all bets are off. All bets are off. Like right now, I got some like some mental stuff. You know what I mean? Where I'll tell myself, man, you too old, or you too big, or you too grown, or whatever the case may be. But the older I get, the less them blocks are on there. You know what I mean? Like it was a lot stronger when I was 22 than it is versus now, to where I'm like, bro, I'm about to take my PA speaker with a power station, pull it out in front of Walmart, and just start rapping until they tell me to leave type shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck no more. And the older I get, the worse it's gotten. And I know the older I keep getting, the worse it's gonna get. So the next stage that people ain't ready for is when like the buck stops here. Like it ain't no more modesty. It ain't no more shield that I feel like I got to carry on social media. Like you might get a dick pic on the timeline type shit because I'm 100 years old and I done paid my dues 1,000 times over. And what they gonna do? Shut down my page? So what? What they gonna do? Put me in jail? So what? I'm gonna die tomorrow type shit. You know what I mean? Like, so that's they not ready, bro. They not ready because I'm gonna be a menace, and I'm not gonna even be trying to be a menace.
I'm just being me, but just so happen, you know what I'm saying? That's the way it lined up, man. Hey, I feel it though, but I feel like that's a level that we all need with like now type shit. You feel what I'm saying? Especially with the trends, the fads, who they calling the influencer now, that type shit. Like, I think now is the best time to be that menace, if any, because at least you're not going with the shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or really going against it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're choosing to have your own mind, your own way of thinking, and just doing your own thing on your own. You feel what I mean? So, I don't know. I feel like it's just from what I've been seeing, because I've been going down TikTok rabbit holes and shit. Like,
oh yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, like somebody got to be controlling this, because the motherfuckers that be getting popular on TikTok, going live and shit, be doing the most worst shit. And I'm just like, got to be somebody evil behind this shit.
But I think it's just because scrolling now is like channel surfing used to be. You remember back in the day, you sit there with the remote and you didn't really care what, like you might stop if something catch your attention. But otherwise, you just flipping channels. And I think that's what doom scrolling is now. And so you got to do something that's like the 2026 equivalent of Beavis and Butthead or South Park. You know what I mean? You know, when they came out, they was a phenomenal. Like people was, yo, I can't believe they said that. I can't believe they showed that. I can't believe they put that on TV. You got to do that now, except you can really put anything online almost. So I seen some dude, some bald-headed dude was just crushing Oreos with his head on and he had crazy views. I done seen people just dancing, and I'm gonna keep dancing until I get 1,000 views, and they like just little. But if it stopped, that's really it. It done got sensationalized to the point where anything that make people stop. And here's where I'm guilty at. I'm stopping to look at the motherfucker do the little jig. They not even really, but I done sat here for 5 minutes. Yeah, thanks for the motherfucker. Thanks a lot, Mark. Thanks a lot, Steve, donating. I appreciate you subscribing, Brandon. You know what I mean? I'm like, why am I still looking at this shit? They ain't doing nothing, but she got on like a colorful headband and some fancy laser goggles or some shit. And she, you know what I mean? Yo, she got a little bit of moves too with it. And I done sat here for 10 more minutes, done went by. Man. That's how they get you, bro. That's how they get you.
That dopamine shit be crazy, man.
Like, it's psychological, bro.
I swear. And it's like, I don't see how, like, you don't, some people, like, me and you talking, right? We get that, like, it's fucked up. But it's some people who are just like, no, it's okay. I'm like, no, it ain't. You got a chicken doing the moonwalk and you know sit there and laugh at the same shit for like 10 minutes. Like,
Low key, I want to be one of them people because it's easy. Like they don't have to. I'll look at the chicken walking across the street for 10 minutes and I'll be like, damn, I done wasted 10 minutes of my whole life and still sit there and keep watching it for another 10 minutes. You know what I mean? This other person ain't thought about that. They just like the chicken and it's funny and it's colorful and they don't realize an hour went. And I'm like, yo, I can see where ignorance will be bliss because I know I'm throwing my time away on this shit, but I'm still doing it willfully. Now it ain't a mistake now. It ain't an accident now. You making a choice to spend 6 hours scrolling on your phone. You know what I mean? So ignorance, we really might be in a time where ignorance truly is bliss.
It gotta be. It must be nice because shit, I be feeling bad. Like I done wasted. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, I probably could have did something way more important than like a little 10, 20 minute mark. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. This is the world we live in, man. Like sad, but it's true. Hey, man. I like to say anything you got coming up. I know you got a mixtape that just dropped, correct?
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Is that on everything, or let them know?
So I have not released. Going back to what I was saying, I'm back to the drawing board, working on my mixing, mastering, my sound, my quality, and all that stuff. So I do have some songs I'm working on. I got 3 EPs done recording that are in like post-production, getting mixed down and everything. So that's gonna be coming later. Start looking for that stuff around maybe like June, July. What I'm working on now in the meantime, while I'm waiting on that to come to fruition, is my live shows. I got on June 27th, this is my first curated live show. Everything is just called Gristle Land. So this is going to be Gristle Land online, June 27th, 2026, 2 o'clock p.m. It's going to be at gristleland.com, and it's just going to be an online live stream show. Anybody can watch it. We definitely taking donations to definitely, keep the content and everything going. But it's still, pretty much free. Let's keep it real. Okay. So, tune in. I got some artists from my local community. I done converted my living room into a stage area. We're going to be live streaming and broadcasting. We're going to have some little like interactive stuff. Again, June 27th. And then I got like a couple of those that I'm working on in the mix that's going to lead up to my September 11th show. That's going to be 1333 Grove Street, Greensboro, North Carolina. Venue already booked. That's going to be Gristle Land Live. I'm going to get some other artists. We're going to rock out. I got Soul Relief Records out of Greensboro, the record store, to come through and bring you a crate digging experience where you can come through, look at the records, buy some records. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to bring it back to the cool underground vibes for the people that remember hip hop when it was hip hop, you know what I mean? So, and that's really what the whole ecosystem is about, man. We just people that like rap music, like to break it all the way down. When people be like, "How do you describe in one sentence?" Cool ass people that like real rap, you know what I mean? Real hip hop. So, if you whether you grew up on Kool Moe Dee or you fuck with like Lareezy and La Russell. You know what I mean? As long as it's the bars and it's the real, you got a message, you got something people can sink their teeth into, you welcome. Gristleland.com, join the email so you can get invites, updates, discounts, all that good stuff. And yeah, check out the music, man. The mixtape you mentioned, Rap City, I'm just bringing back the 2000s vibes and going over old school beats. You know what I mean? I jumped on the Joel Santana Who Am I beat. I jumped on Rich Boy Throw Some D's. I jumped on, just some of the older joints. So yeah, one's called Rap City. That's the latest one, and then No Rules, Just Rap. And I'm just kicking bars, bro. That's just for fun. That ain't even for the promo and all that shit. That's just to keep the blade sharp.
Okay. All right.
So those are on SoundCloud, but everything is on. If you go to gristleland.com, you can find all the music, content, follow my blog. That's really where like all the meat of everything is. Social media only give us so much.
Okay. Say less. I don't blame you on that. I don't blame you. That's smart though. I was told that years ago to do that, and I did not listen, and now I regret it. But hey, man, I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you for sharing your story. You know what I'm saying? with the platform and everybody who's watching. You know what I mean? I'm gonna chop this up, and when you want me to send it to you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Either way, yeah. Send it to me. You can, however you want to do it. Like if you want to send it to me whole, if you want to chop it up, if you want to do both, I use all the content. And I mean, if you send me the whole thing, I chop it up myself. Like it's really, I'm gonna make content. However, so if you already made the content, I can just post it. But I still might find something else that I can, you know what I mean? But either way, before we go, I definitely want to say thank you, not just for me, but I want to say thank you to other artists and, you know, the opportunity that you provide, because it's tough out here sometimes to find people that actually listen to our stories and stuff. So I want to say thank you. I appreciate you on behalf of me and the other artists that might jump on here. And I wish you a lot of luck with your show, man.
I appreciate it, man. Till next time, my G.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Thank you.